ESG, environmental, social governance, we really need to consider it at different levels. From a business point of view, if you're not in tune with what needs to be done on the ESG agenda, then you're not really thinking about the long-term sustainability of your business. And for me, it's very important for boardrooms to think about the long-term sustainability and how various things that will happen in the broader economy will impact individual businesses at whatever size. The other thing is we need to think about investors, and particularly institutional investors. In the last couple of weeks, we've heard a couple of comments from large institutional investors. We've had the comment from BlackRock, Larry Flint, make his comments about the consideration of investors and how active they become in terms of the investments they make. And another comment made more recently by one of the global banks where we were talking about financing. Every business needs capital to make their business work. And capital won't be made available to businesses that don't consider the sustainability angle. The first number one challenge for business is often the balance between profitability and doing the right thing. And quite often people think that you have to compromise one in order to deliver the other. Actually, that's not the case. There are a number of businesses that are now performing very, very well because they're focused on the future. And if we look at some of the bigger car companies, for example, the transition from a more traditional vehicle to now the electric vehicles, you can already see that people that had the foresight to see that shift, the way in which we report, is very important for people to have data within their business. And the earlier we start to collect the data, the easier it is for us to benchmark as to how we're performing. But for somebody starting out, we'll be questioning, well, what type of data do you want me to collect? And there are some global initiatives to help us collect data. So science-based targets is one of the ones that many large corporates are now following. We're starting to see that many of the global exchanges are also now implementing targets and requirements for people to report against. So you've got the ISSB emerging now in terms of setting standards. Hong Kong Exchange are giving their own guidelines. And so we're now seeing frameworks being established. More importantly, once they've got the benchmark data, they can then start to manage their progress towards net zero together with the whole of the society. There are no trade secrets when it comes to what we need to achieve, because I'm afraid to say the problem with climate doesn't stop at any border or within the boundaries of any particular company. For me, one of the key issues is the communication to the broader business community, to society, communicating the needs of the business community back into the government, making sure that the business community understands the policy that the government's coming up with, and just bringing everybody together on the journey towards net zero.